Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am making another shape card today. You might have seen my video yesterday with my cupcake shape card. Today I'm doing a cocoa mug shaker card with a Christmas theme. I am using the new cocoa mug card add-on die set. It adds on to the coffee mug die set, but here you can see the add-on. It's going to allow you to create a frame that goes on top of the mug. It gives you the whipped cream, the drizzle, the drip. I love it. So here's that coffee mug shaped card, and this one has an insert in it to, well, first this one that makes the coffee or the cocoa in this case, and then the insert where you can add a gift card. It fits it perfectly. I love this die set. I've used it a bunch. All right, now here are the die cut pieces for the new cocoa add-on. They're super cute. It's a simple set. You can use it in so many different ways. I used the frame and cut it out 5 times from some really lightweight chipboard, and I'm going to layer those up to create the dimension I need to fit a shaker. I'm also going to need a window sheet. I'm going to die cut that out with the mug, but only half of it. And that's going to allow me to have a window sheet there that's perfectly sized. I don't have to hand cut it. It works great. So now we just need to put all of these things together. So I'm going to take that white solid piece first and create my cocoa, the background. I'm using gathered twigs and ground espresso distress oxide inks. I'm going to start with my lightest color first. I'm using my blending buddy brush from Trinity stamps, and that's going to give me quick, full coverage. I love these brushes for blending. They work great for oxides. I also have a set for like dye-based inks because I love to make my own backgrounds. I love to do ink blending, and this just makes really quick, easy work of it. All right, switching to my darkest color using the same brush, picking up that ground espresso. I'm going to come in from the bottom and make that portion darker and also overlap with the gathered twigs and blend those together. So I think it kind of gives it a realistic look, and I am gonna splatter. If you've watched any of my videos before, you're not surprised. I do love splatter. I love how distress oxide ink reacts with water, so it's actually extremely hard for me to not do splatter. So in order to do that, I'm going to bring in a little bit of water. I'm going to spritz the ink that's already left over on my mat, pick it up with a paintbrush, and just tap that so it transfers onto the paper. I am going to get some, you see there, some white or lighter colors are going to come through when that ink oxidizes. All right, back to the shaped card. This is where I'm going to add that cocoa layer. So I'll need a little frame piece there to make sure I glue that down exactly where I need it to go once my shaker is complete. I'm going to tape the frame in place just so it doesn't move around on me now that I have it set right where I want it to be. And then I'll glue this in place with my favorite Barely Art glue, and that is going to fit on there perfectly and be centered right where I need it to be. Okay, so our next step is the actual shaker. So I'm going to take my top piece, this is the part that's going to show, and I'm going to glue this part down to that window layer. Now you can see it's the full mug shape. I'm going to glue this down before I even worry about cutting off the clear handle part. I don't need that in the end, but it helps it, I don't know, I just thought it was easier to have it there as a handle to actually hold on to the window sheet while I did my gluing down. Okay, while that's adhering to the window sheet, I'm going to take these 4 lightweight chipboard pieces and glue them together. This is going to make that frame. It's going to raise this front panel up off of the card and give me that dimension that I need for my shaker bits to be able to move around inside of there. So I glued one back to the back of my window sheet layer, and then I'll just start building those up and gluing them down. Now I love liquid glue for this because it is a skinny little frame. I need to be able to move that around. So now that they're all glued there, I'm taking that little layer that is the actual coffee or the cocoa, which mine is cocoa, but it could be coffee. It just, you know, I guess it depends on the person receiving the card. And I glued that into place. And then I removed that clear handle. I didn't need it. So I'm taping the mug shut because I wanted to add my shaker bits to it. So I'm using these gingerbread friends, which I recently used in another video to make a little gingerbread scene. This is from my gingerbread Christmas series. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out on my channel. I put these inside the oven and made a little oven shaker. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. All right, so I thought I was going to pour my shaker bits right onto my hot cocoa, but you see, I'm using these little party pop beads that have this really fun Christmas vibe to them, green with little bits of color like you would decorate sugar cookies with, but they're going to roll around too much. So I'm going to go with plan B, putting them right inside that shaker, and then I need something to back this so that I can still see my hot cocoa. So I'm using a tip from my friend Cassie Trask and cutting a second window sheet, and I'm going to glue that on top or on back, really, of my shaker. It's going to encapsulate all my shaker bits so none of them can escape, and I will still be able to see the ink blended hot cocoa that I already made. So it's perfect. Genius tip for your shaker cards. Now, if you love making shaker cards, or maybe you're new to making shaker cards, you should check out my Facebook group called Shaker Card Addicts. Just go to Facebook, search it, come find us. Everybody there loves to share their shaker cards, and you can share yours as well. Just take a picture, upload it, and you don't have to be a professional card maker. We just love to see what other people do with shaker cards, what kind of shaker bits they're putting in there. It's really fun. So please come check it out. So I'm adding that second window sheet now. I did use some rip and stick tape and 1/8 of an inch size and liquid glue to put this on. It's going to permanently stick because of that rip and stick tape, but also the glue allowed me to scoot it if I didn't get it on there just right. Next, I'm adding this amazing drizzle on top of my whipped cream, which, by the way, my whipped cream is cut from white glitter cardstock. I love to do, I don't know, I love glitter cardstock in general, but when I'm making food things, anything that's going to be, you know, sugary or sweet, I love white glitter cardstock for that. So that's ready to go, and now we're going to put all the elements together. When I glue this on, I'm going to be careful to put my glue on the areas that are, you know, covered with cardstock. I don't want it to seep out around my shaker. I am using the Precision Glue Press, and that is really good for these thin sides. I love the glue press for really intricate gluing. I just have a little bit more control and can get the teeny tiniest amount of glue out. Love that. All right, so that's going on in place, and you can see it's going to line up perfectly with my hot cocoa. And then we'll add on the whipped cream after that dries. I just wanted to give it a minute to really set before I started messing with it, because I did, you know, put glue on a window sheet, which takes a little bit longer to dry. When I put my whipped cream on, I am letting a little bit of that hot cocoa show at the bottom. And then we'll add on this chocolate, I don't want to call it drizzle. It's like a spillage. That sounds horrible. All right, so that's going to just drip. It's a big drip. It's dripping down the front of the mug. I love that look. All right, on the inside, I'm adding this piece for a gift card, and you want to make sure not to put any glue where those two rounded tabs are, so you can easily slip your gift card in there. I am going to put it on this side where you would normally write your message. You can also put it on the other side, but I also think it's fun to write your little message underneath the gift card. Isn't that fun? And then when they remove it, they see your personalized message. I'm adding some little candies here. These are clay elements. There's a ton of different peppermint style clay element candies in the Trinity stamp shop, along with, you know, shaker mixes. So I will link the ones I use for you below, and you can go check them out all out and find the ones that you love there as well. All right, so I am using this Sweet Holiday Wishes die set because it has sweet wishes in it. It's like the perfect sentiment for this, and it fits on there perfectly. I die cut it from red glitter cardstock, which I backed with the rip and stick sheets to turn it into a sticker. That way it's going to stick down really well to the front of my shaker, which is, you know, a window sheet. So I can just lay that on there, and it is going to stick great. And then for the wishes, you always want to be careful not to lose the little dot to the eye, which is called a tittle. Isn't that cute? I always hope that it's going to stick in the die. Then I can lay the die down and push it out with my pickup tool. And that just adds it. It's so tiny. All right, this is a retired die set from Trinity Stamps. I'm going to use it anyway because it just retired and I had already made this card, but I love the other little pieces in it. The gingerbread man is what I'm going to use. But here's what that looks like. I actually turned this mug into a card, and it's a great set. So it's a little bit smaller than this mug, and so yeah, it just is another cute thing, but hopefully, you know, we'll have a Santa feature for mugs in the near future at Trinity Stamps. All right, so we have our gingerbread guy, and I'm adding on the little elements that turn him into a cookie, the little icing parts. The eyes, the little drizzle across the wrists and the legs, I think are those key elements that really give it that gingerbread look. Now, remember, I have a whole entire gingerbread Christmas series. 3 episodes have already gone out, so you can check those out. I made a gingerbread house shaped card. I made gingerbread people shape cards. So if you like this shape card, you're going to love those videos. Plus the one I already told you about with the cute little shaker that is an oven. I also made a circle shape card, and yeah, it's just really fun. So be sure to check that series out if you have not done so. I will link them for you in the description box so you can see all 3 episodes below. Click on the link and you'll find them. I'm also going to have the products I used linked for you, except this Santa one, since it did retire from the Trinity shop. But you can use any other gingerbread dies that you might already have. You'll see some in my video for gingerbread Christmas that you could use to top your mug if you want a little gingerbread cookie on top. This is probably a, you know, like a flavored hot cocoa, right? It's gingerbread hot cocoa. Definitely, with sprinkles and drizzle and a cookie to top it. So that finishes up this hot cocoa shape card. I do love shape cards, and yesterday's video was a snowman cupcake shaped card. It also held a gift card. So if you didn't catch that, I will link it at the end of this video. You can watch it next. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe because I have super fun card making and paper crafting videos for you all the time. And make sure if you want extra bonus content from me, you can join my channel. It's just $1.99 and I will have extra things just for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Happy stamping. Bye.